Is that toxic femininity? Isn't that coming from the patriarchy already that forces us to compete?
Still, like, battling
that's not
hair.
fair because then it's like, well, then coming from the monarchy.
Welcome to Yes, we are live here at the Comic Book in Manhattan Beach, California.
Yes, we
are
love the comic book. Can we get a hand clap in the studio audience? That's what I'm talking about. Thank you guys. It is.
Vibrant tonight.
Thank you, Mom. I appreciate it. You can stop. Bring it down.
We have Daniel's mom in the building.
Hey, you know she loves me.
Speaking of Daniel is back here with us.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I am back because
you guys noticed.
I wanted to watch Captain Marvel today, but unfortunately someone kept me
still have
away
not
from
seen
theaters all day today. That person, Joe. all day today.
Had to do work?
Yes, all day. My God, you saw streaming like from whatever. Oh my goodness.
From whatever.
I don't know.
Sounds real
Timbuktu.
Happy St. Patrick's Day Eve. You know, I forgot about it because I got too drunk last Friday, and I was like, I'm not drinking for like a month.
Okay, that makes sense.
I was like, I'm not going out.
So I gotta wear green
tomorrow,
yeah.
Banana.
My whole thing is I'm not going to, because I keep telling myself, don't do your Irish impression. Don't do your Irish impression.
Do it. Can we hear a little?
So people are very upset with me. No, they're like, wow, Daniel, how racist did you become? I'm not going to do that. Oh my God. That's horribly racist. So I'm sorry. I apologize for it.
Is it racist?
Yeah, that's
or
not racist.
Is it?
No, it's not. It's Conan O'Brien. It's kind of, it's what it is. It's just my impression of Conan. He's like,
I used to have a shirt that I would wear every St. Patrick's Day that said, like, kiss me, I'm Irish.
Oh, I love that shirt.
I love that shirt, but then it doesn't work out because then people actually want to kiss you, and also I'm not Irish.
Yeah.
Like, I actually am not Irish. Please don't.
But what if I just want to kiss you just because?
Exactly, right?
For the lucky Irish, I kiss you.
We have been treated to a variety of Daniel accents.
Oh, yes.
That's right, we really have.
German.
The African. I'm really good with my African.
Yeah, T'Challa, Obama.
T'Challa, Obama.
You guys saw that on our box office awards.
I think maybe I may become a voice actor because apparently that's what I need to do.
Yeah.
I just, hey, how many voices can you do? 3 that almost sound the same. Sounds like you're an actor already. That's it. I can be villager number 2 or something like that.
Well, Matthew loves your Irish impression.
Central casting wants you.
Central casting needs and wants me.
All right, guys, a lot of stuff came out this week. Besides Captain Marvel last week, just a lot of news in the Marvel DC world. For one thing, this Marvel Fox merger deal is going to close, I believe, Tuesday on the 20th. So that was sooner than I thought. It came really fast. That's what she said.
Mic drop. Wow, that's what she said. Wow.
Also, as you can see on the side here, we have a lot of big news to talk about. But first, we're going to go through our Suicide Squad casting breakdowns.
Yes.
So we would love for you guys to interact in the chat there. We love it. We'd like to see the interaction. And, of course, Super Chat. Please utilize that Super Chat feature to support the show.
Because we're poor.
Yeah, we are. Like, you guys, you don't know what we're doing. We are literally lit by, like, 10 phones on like, a string of tape. That's how we have light shining on us right now.
It's pretty tragic.
That's right.
Yeah, so help us out.
Who's excited for Suicide Squad 2 here?
Well, I'm excited. I am. It's pretty much Idris Elba's, welcome to
That's true.
Elba.
Like hot butt.
Right. I did say that the only way they could
get
away with not having Will Smith is if they got Idris Elba.
Now I'm not mad.
Now they did.
Yeah, they did it.
They listened.
They
were like,
did what they had to do.
What did Tatiana just say? Send it out to him, and Mickey will be happy too. And immediately, so we know that we're being watched now.
Yes, obviously.
Because you said it. You wanted it. It happened. That's how it works.
Well, besides Idris Elba as Deadshot, one of you guys take us through the casting here.
Yes, we've got a couple of casting breakdowns, including a gender-bent rat catcher, which, I mean, if you even knew who Ratcatcher was in the first place, they were originally a male named Otis Flanagan, but now it will be a woman. I don't know what her name is.
Oh,
yes,
hello.
exactly, like a very specific name.
Oh, hello, Otis Flanagan.
Who was a Gotham City exterminator, but then turned to a life of crime, I guess, because she was tired of dealing with, like, literal rats, and she just wanted to deal with metaphorical ones.
Ooh, dang.
She wasn't dealing with both before.
Zing! She apparently has, like a father-daughter-ish relationship with Deadshot, which is interesting, because he already has, a biological daughter, but now he'll have a
metaphorical
criminal daughter as well. Like one biological daughter that he wants to be an angel, and then his adopted daughter that he wants to be a demon.
Well, the adopted daughter is like, yeah, I'm doing this for the check, you know?
Yeah. I guess so. And then we've got King Shark, who's going to be there. And this version of King Shark is a humanoid shark whose father was believed to be the shark god. But, you know, when he walks the streets of Gotham City or whatever, people don't believe that his father is a shark god and just think he's a crazy abomination, which is super tragic.
Isn't Dave Bautista rumored to be King Shark?
No, Dave Bautista's rumored to be Peacemaker.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Please do this.
Christopher Smith, an agent of peace. Mm-hmm. But it's like extreme peace. So he's like, I will kill you to keep the peace, which is
like
kind
Dexter.
of like, yeah, like Dexter. Yeah.
None of this makes sense to me. None.
Right. One thing I was
I'm
like,
familiar with King Shark, but
I Peacemaker. I'm like,
Ratcatcher.
Yeah, some of them are kind of just
Rat
like,
King.
wait, who?
I think it's Rat King is what we're thinking about, like from
like
Ninja
the Nutcracker.
Turtles? No, Ninja Turtles, the Rat King,
Okay.
right? Or maybe Rat Wing from actually the chat.
Oh, we've got a
super chat.
And of course, it is Red Blue Blur asking.
Oh my God!
Oh, you DC
Okay, hold on. Let's finish the thought, and then we'll get to
that. We'll put that next. There'll be 1.5.
We're gonna put a pin in that.
Yes, we'll tell you in a second.
Go ahead.
Okay. So then the last one is Polka Dot Man.
Are they updating these names?
Yeah.
I know that these people were like created in the 50s, 60s, whatever, but can we like...
Well, what else are they going to do? Multicolored spandex! He's like, yeah,
another
right.
sworn enemy of Batman, because Batman is going to be like all up in this, even though
everyone swears against Batman. They're Batman!
Exactly.
He should be played by Arnold Schwarzenegger.
There you go. Yeah, he literally grows polka dots on his body. Those polka dots are part of his body. Oh. Yes. And he can like turn them into like fireballs and stuff.
Wait,
so like, he can make them weapons.
So he has adult chicken pox. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So he pops pimples, people worry.
And he's very embarrassed by his powers. He does not like having them. So that's real sad
They're
for
more
him.
pimples than chicken. It's like,
don't
look anymore, Mom.
And Red Blue Blur did bring this up. There is a rumor that maybe Killer Frost will be included in the lineup.
Okay.
It came from discussing film. And not that I'm going to say, like, I don't believe you discussing film. But I don't necessarily think that it's true. Because, first off, why isn't it in the character breakdown? Mm-hmm. And second off, not that I don't want another woman, but would they really have more than 2 women in their lineup? Sounds fake. Sounds fictional. I don't think that they will.
I don't know. James Gunn likes to go against the grain.
That's true.
He likes to, be like, hey, I'm going to do my
I guess
own
it's
thing.
sort of like in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, there were sort of 3 because...
Yeah, Nebula.
Nebula existed.
You always had
while Mantis and...
Come on. I mean, guys, why would you not think the man who wrote such tweets as... No, God.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that in 2. We're still at 1.5
I'm just saying.
We're in 1.5.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Now, we did have that tweet.
Yes.
So
yes.
Sorry, Blackwing. There's no room for Gotham haters here. You can take the exit to the left.
Oh, to the left, to the left.
Oh, no, please stay. Please stay, Blackwing.
To the left. Go ahead, leave.
Please stay and fight with me about this.
We don't worry. Look at my hair. Okay. But once again, we did have the super show.
Yes. So did any of y'all watch any CWDC?
I did not watch the CWDC.
Oh, Jezzer did.
Jezzer, where's your microphone? And so did Goku Kid.
Studio audience, please share your thoughts.
Yeah, just yell. We'll translate.
Between DP Baker and 4K Frost.
No, I'm sorry.
What is
You're saying Daniel Panabaker for Killer Frost in the film? Please no. Please
I thought it was Dave Baker for the Killer Frost. I was like, he would fit into that costume. It'd be fine for him. But
not for film? You don't like her for film?
No, I don't even like her for TV, so much less for film.
Them fighting words, yeah.
That sounds like toxic. That sounds like toxic femininity.
No,
sounds like it to me. My God. That's toxic femininity. You know what that is? Like, I mean, that's just what happened. You just go out hating other women.
That's what happened. Why do you hate women?
Support all women.
Well, it doesn't sound like you are supporting all women right now.
Support all women except for one.
Except for you. You're horrible.
In your defense, I was very surprised when first I've heard of her casting ever, because she was wasn't she a Disney Channel actor? So it was just okay.
Well, I guess this is happening.
This is the direction.
Yeah, right.
Tatiana just doesn't want other girl heroes. Thank you, studio audience.
I love spreading this propaganda about Tatiana because it's completely not true.
I love all women.
It is true.
I just love one woman. So
we're
gonna
have to start getting some casting news soon, because I think Suicide Squad 2 is supposed to film at the end
August.
of this year,
August, right?
Early next year. Because Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which we'll roll into, has a release date of 2021 already. So,
okay.
Which seems kind of impossible. Can he do both? Can he be doing post production on both?
He's
at the same
gonna
time?
have to have a second director or a second unit has to kick in there, because he has to prep for both this and Guardians of the Galaxy, and the scale is huge.
But the thing is, I think he's already been prepping for Guardians of the Galaxy, and then they're like, "Hey, you're fired."
All right, so we'll roll on that. We'll keep those thoughts. Are we good with Suicide Squad, or you have more?
Yeah, we're good with Suicide Squad.
Okay.
DC TV thoughts for the week.
Okay. Yes.
Doom Patrol continues to be awesome. Please watch Doom Patrol. It's the best.
There's no question about that.
Yeah. But on the CW side, I think Supergirl actually had a decent episode this week. They're still both sides doing things that really annoy me.
Yeah.
But if you really believe in peace on Earth and kumbaya, then they tried.
What?
They did their best.
I'm sorry.
Also, if you want James to get shot, he did.
Who got shot? Who got shot?
James Olsen got shot.
Yes!
So,
yes!
I don't like that.
Yes!
I love James.
Shoot him in the face! No, I'm
Wait,
saying
he goes
I'm done
by
with
James,
him.
not Jimmy?
He goes James. Yeah.
Oh, really? Really? Shoot him! Shoot him! Hi, I can't be Jimmy Olsen anymore. I've got to be James Olsen. Shoot him in the face. He's done. Whatever.
So he got shot. Cicada upgraded. Thank you, baby Jesus. So it's no longer Chris Klein and his horrible drawn out
Klein from the 90s.
Yes, Chris Klein from American Pie.
I love how you were Chris Klein from the 90s. Not even anything he did, just from the 90s.
He time traveled here.
I can clearly tell how repulsed you were by just hearing his name. Chris Klein from the 90s. Okay, so Chris Klein from the 90s fame.
Yes. So instead, his niece is Cicada now.
So they killed him? Did they kill him?
No, he agreed to get rid of his powers.
What?
Yeah. So he got
so that his daughter can take over?
Well, no, he didn't know that was going to happen. So he got rid of his powers, and then his niece came in and shot up everybody, and she killed the nurse who took away his powers, and
Oh, okay, now I'm in.
The team just went down in 5 seconds flat.
I love Death in Arrow. I hate Arrow so much, but I love Death. They do
Flash,
they do Death so
job.
well in Arrow. They do. The Flash. Oh, Cicada. That's right. I'm sorry. I let go. I'm sorry. I let go of the Flash after we had our villain in the chair.
Yes, the thinker.
I actually enjoyed his last moment.
Yes, Toku Kid. I like women as villains, not as heroes. Thank you. Although Killer Frost is a villain. So.
Wow, that's toxic femininity.
That's actually called weaponized femininity.
Well,
Daniel.
Toku says that you like women as villains and not heroes.
Right.
Yeah, right.
That's what Toku Kid says.
Okay, so that's weaponized. I
yes,
like
it's weaponized femininity.
Ooh, yes.
Anyway.
So basically, CWDC shows continue to suck. Arrow's on their last season. Okay.
But let's talk a little bit about No, I'm sorry. We're not going. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not talking about Gotham at all. I'm not.
Why aren't they at WonderCon? Okay, I'm done.
Well, why would they be at WonderCon?
Why wouldn't they be?
They've got 3
like
Yes,
like
but
a
the thing
farewell thing.
Dude, Bane just finally oh my god,
I haven't seen it. She's behind.
I'm behind a season.
Moving on.
Rolling into Mr. Gunn news.
Let's talk about Bang Bang, Mr. James Gunn.
News to come out on a Friday morning.
James Gunn is back, baby! We have done it, guys. Congratulations. We wrote in letters.
The marching.
We marched. We wrote letters. We said, bring Brother Gunn back. And they brought him back.
Bautista went in Disney offices and put Kevin's arm behind his back and submit.
Exactly.
That's right. Because who would watch Guardians without Dave Bautista?
No one.
What would be the point?
Now let's go over the facts. One of the big things is that Alan Alan Horn was the one to actually bring James Gunn back after, a few meetings with him.
But when did that happen?
I know.
Okay.
I know. We all want to know when. Because the thing is, when did it actually happen versus when they officially announced it? Which is very interesting because a lot of people...
Backdoor deals.
A lot of people feel... Now, the thing is, once again, Alan Horn did admit that they had several meetings prior to him making this decision. We all know that actually Alan Horn made this decision without Kevin Feige's express
and tell everybody who
approval.
Alan Horn is compared to Kevin Feige.
Well, it's pretty much right there. That's pretty much the best way to say it.
Little higher,
it's like,
But like not creative side, right?
No,
like
not creative side, but
the
he's
production
like almost like an
side.
executive kind of producer kind of thing in that level. He's second command.
Yeah.
That's how it works. So that's really big, especially when it comes to Marvel Studios. So he had several meetings with him, and he said one of the kind of weighing factors that got him in and said yes, besides the meetings, were also, essentially his apology.
Right.
He said
handled
it did
himself
actually,
very well.
Yes, he's very sincere, and also that he did not talk any trash about Disney the entire time.
He let his cats do that.
Yes,
He
did.
He
He
understood.
did.
He was like,
He did. So that's kind of big. That's great as far as that influence. But the thing is, when did it really happen? And we want to know what deals were made.
But it's rumored that it really happened not too soon
Right.
after he apologized and stuff.
Yeah.
So Disney had never looked at any other director.
Which is suspicious in and of itself.
Yeah.
Because that's something you'd want to get the show on the road.
I was wondering,
especially when you had the script.
Who's in and who's out?
Yeah.
Sounds like no one was ever out because he wasn't really,
out himself.
Yeah.
No,
exactly.
I think it's a little
But that's why I think they pushed
Yeah.
the date because they wanted to see how this was going to play out.
Right.
They wanted to get into discussions with him.
Yeah.
They wanted to gauge the
audience
fan
reaction.
reaction.
Which is why I don't think they should have fired him in the first place if it wasn't about the principal. Like, that's what things is so dumb to me.
But I think it was about, like you guys just mentioned, it was the way he handled it. Because it was like 10 years ago, and people do change. But if he came out like a douchebag and was like, well, this was that, then he doesn't seem like a changed different person.
Well, see, that's the thing. And there are rumors swelling, and one big rumor that people, yes, unfortunately, it's all over Reddit. But besides Reddit, it's on a lot of other hot sheets or whatever you want to say. Where,
sheets.
yeah, I know, right?
That sounds
No, listen here, Ginger. It's all about hot sheets.
Okay. All right, go on with the hot sheets. What happened?
Anyway, no, but like there are rumors swirling that apparently Feige wanted to get rid of Gunn like a while back due to him having too much influence within the MCU. Just out of one film that they knew they were immediately going to go ahead and make a sequel to, and everyone was saying like, this is better. Oh my God, this influenced Thor Ragnarok. This influenced what they're trying to do. Blah blah.
And not only within the Marvel universe.
I don't know if he was jealous. I'm just saying
but
the
that's what people
rumor
are saying.
swirling. Well, no, what they are saying is that he
And
just
not
wanted to get rid of him due to
within
influence.
the Marvel universe too is Suicide Squad.
Right.
Suicide Squad was probably going to be a much darker film.
Yes.
The way that David Ayer
Yeah.
directs. He's a much darker director.
Yeah.
But I think DC came in and was like, no, it's got to be funny. It's got to be like a little
Yeah.
dark comedy.
And that's the thing. So I think all of these things are kind of going into it, and you're like, I need to know exactly what's going on with the backdoor deals, and we'll never know until possibly, most likely, I bet you, there's going to be a documentary about like
the
the
tell-all.
10 years of bringing Marvel to its glorious heyday that we've had. I think there will be a documentary someday about it, and then that's when we'll find out, oh yeah, this backdoor deal was done actually almost immediately once we announced that we fired him. We already brought him back. And then we wanted to see how it played
I wonder if he got
out,
himself
how
like
the
a raise
audience
out of
went.
that.
I hope he did.
but for more
I hope he
money.
did. Him and his brother, he was like, I'm coming back, but I need $1 million more. And my brother actually needs to make $1 million. You know?
I'm pretty sure he's got high profit participation points on this franchise. And even if he didn't, he might get some credit anyway, some money, even if he wasn't directing.
Definitely.
That's how like the back deals work with contracts sometimes. What else was I going to say? But it's huge. The fact that he is going to be directing Suicide Squad 2, okay, and Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
And now we'll see. Now we'll see like how different he can make them, right? Because before he was gonna do both.
True.
You're like, oh well, Suicide Squad's gonna be like Guardians because that's what they would want and that's what he can do.
Exactly.
And now it's like
We'll
about
see how much he
differentiating.
goes, and I think the great thing is I think that Guardians will be a new team.
Yeah.
I also think I'm going to say this. I think that Drax is going to die.
Okay.
Wow.
Dude, he hasn't signed
Gamora's
anything.
still gonna be
He hasn't
dead?
signed anything for
No.
the contract. No, I think Gamora
She'll be
somehow
back.
will come back.
Okay.
I mean, I
But,
think she'll come back in Endgame. But
Yeah, but I mean, either we're going to get a new team or we're going to focus on Sylvester Stallone's team. I think that's what's
Bring
going to
back
happen for
Sylvester
Guardians 3.
Stallone!
I think that would be great. And it's like, oh, hey, a ragtag team, blah, blah, but it's a little bit different, but it's still in the spirit of exactly what Guardians is.
Someone pointed out, someone said, Zobi said, I'm not feeling Gunn rehiring when you have people getting canceled for less. And, like, I agree, people are getting canceled for less, but I don't think it's that, like, we shouldn't be canceling people for less. You know what I mean?
That's the thing, like, and I think this is the change. This is the swelling of the tide that's going to make that change.
Right. But also, this is Disney. Those other people you're probably talking about weren't affiliated with this.
Right. And this is, like, not, like, official cancellation.
But very true, but Disney also happens to sometimes be the bastion of what is good in the world. So being able to say, hey, we've learned to turn the other cheek shows that, hey, someone has and can make a change.
If it had been more recent, or if he hadn't.
It's the way you redeem yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
If you come off as sincere and apologetic, and you're just you're not blaming.
And obviously,
Disney,
if there was any indication that he engaged in things that he was talking about, that would be a totally different
That would be totally different. And we know
would be
that
no
to be,
redemption
like, at the moment not to be the case. So that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, so ultimately, how are you guys feeling about Gunn's return? Are you happy? Are you not happy? What's going on?
I mean, I think there are a lot of people that I'm definitely happy with it because of the way he handled it after. Like, because it was very like that's gross. Why would you joke about that? And I don't. I hope you're not really engaging in that type of behavior. But the way he just came out for it, and I understand how it was back then. And you have people like Howard Stern who came up in the 80s, 90s. Right. Very shock behavior. So
like comedy is meant to be offensive,
exactly. Comedy was a lot more raunchy.
Well, I mean, I'm saying in that
back in the 80s and 90s.
Oh, it can be. I mean, hey, Amy Schumer's
I think creatively it's the best choice because we, the Guardians of the Galaxy is like a unified franchise. So like, it would be nice to end it with the person that you started it with.
Yeah,
true.
And also, just like obviously, there was a lot of unrest in the cast. Like if he hadn't come back, then you have an unhappy cast.
Right? Yes, very true.
So and that means that you have like a less good output, right?
That's very true.
So I do think creatively it's the best choice. I think Disney looks a little bit, wishy-washy now, but whatever. They came out and they explained why they did it.
It is weird. They should have said like we're considering it, but I can understand where they're coming from too. They just. Not everything's our business. I know, in this age of social media and stuff, like, not everything is our business and what's going on behind the scenes. You guys wanted James Gunn back, he's back. We don't have to be like, well, how come you did this, that, and the other thing? You got the director
you got what you wanted.
Dave Bautista got James Gunn back. So he's going to stay on Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
That's really what was at stake here.
Yeah.
It was like, no Dave Bautista, no Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
That was it.
And he also leveraged him a second role, too, because now he's going to be in Suicide Squad 2 and Guardians of the Galaxy 3. So, kudos to Gunn and Bautista. Yeah. Hunter Iggy asked, do you think Marvel will let James Gunn go back to DC for Suicide Squad 2 and 3?
If they do a Suicide Squad 3, I feel like they would.
Well, it depends on the money. I mean, honestly, that's the answer to everything. Yeah. Follow the money. If the money is good, if the money is great, then why would I change it? Right. So that's ultimately where we're going to find out, but we have to wait. They probably have some kind of standing option right now, and they'll be able to go ahead and take advantage of it if it does well, which I hope it does.
Yeah, I'm very surprised that DC's playing ball with this too. I don't know how that whole thing worked out because it is back to back. It's pre-pro and shooting and post basically at the same time. Probably like a 6 months difference between.
Hey,
so did they really say? Are they really setting Guardians of the Galaxy 3 for
2021
for real?
For right
because that's
now.
that's gonna be
right
wild.
now.
Well, look, hey, JJ essentially did it with Star Trek and Star Wars.
But did he direct those?
Well, still he had something to do, especially with the first Star Trek and then that Star Wars. That whole thing about he has his foot in two separate pools, and still.
But I think JJ still had like a wider berth.
No, very true, very true. Yeah. But the thing is, Gunn is what I like to say, what we like to call a working director. He's one that's like, you know what, I don't have to do all the glitz, all the glamour, blah, blah. I'm actually behind the camera. Sometimes I'll be credited as my own cinematographer, which JJ does not do anymore at all. So with that being the case, I can see how he's like, I'll stretch myself thin and do it all the time.
Right.
So I'm down for it. I'm happy for it. I need it to happen because I want this to be like, I want that summer to be the summer of James Gunn. I do, because I think he deserves it. I think he deserves it.
I still think they might be pushing back Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Like
they will. They will.
Maybe because it's dependent on this Marvel deal. We still have no idea what they're going to do with Fantastic Four and X-Men and the other variety characters. Getting back Daredevil and
2 movies a year. is what I think is going to happen.
Blade is rumored to.
Right.
You know, they're talking about bringing Wesley Snipes back for Blade.
Oh wow, bring Wesley Snipes back. Oh
Yeah.
dang.
I think 2 movies a year will probably be a thing when they finally get everything set up.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
like,
4 movies a year?
yeah.
Four
And
mo-
I-
okay,
they're
there you go.
already
I'm sorry.
kinda doing 1 to 2
4 movies a
year.
year.
That's a lot.
No, it's not. Think about it for
Yeah,
each
they're
quarter.
usually doing 1 to 2 movies. Sometimes
Yeah, they're doing 3
three.
already. Think about it. It's just a film a quarter.
film a
Boom, boom,
quarter.
boom, boom, boom. Why not? Go ahead and do something so we can see exactly what the work. Show me your work.
Right.
That's
Show
it. That's
me
it.
the
Show me the work. Show me the
money.
money. So 4 films a year, 1 each quarter. That means they will definitely dominate the box office, and they'll continue to make money, and they'll be able to show everyone how to do it properly.
So
right.
before we leave the DC arena here,
Oh,
Oh
we
God.
just talk about another big news that came out. I don't know if that was this morning or last night.
It was yesterday. Yeah,
It was yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Ezra Miller.
Ezra Miller
Yeah.
is
Woo!
turning in a script for his version of The Flash
Yep.
with Grant Morrison.
Grant Morrison. Now this is the thing. Grant Morrison is an amazing writer.
Yes.
The thing is, are his concepts, his ideas, because they are rather radical,
But there's
will
a
it be
difference
good to
between
translate?
comic writing
That's
and
what I was going to say.
screenwriting.
That's what I'm
Exactly.
asking.
There's a comic writing and
Will it
screenwriting.
translate to film? Will it be something that's like, yes, these ideas will actually be able to run through and we'll love it?
Yeah,
Because
and-
I don't know if that's the case.
Right, and also what I read was that Ezra Miller wasn't happy with the direction that the script was currently going in. He wanted it to be darker, which I'm like, why would you want it to be darker? That sounds like a terrible
Ezra-
idea.
I
But
don't know.
I think
Ezra Miller.
I don't know because we don't
Look
know.
at that face.
We don't know what the script looked like. It could have been more like Spider-Man, Peter Parker,
look at
and
that.
That's what I'm imagining. Because
I'm like a
it's-
milk
then
dud.
the
I'm like a
DC
milk dud
horror
right
that
now.
it is. And I know a lot of people don't like Ezra Miller's take on the Flash, but you guys have to understand, or if you guys have followed Ezra Miller's career, he's a very versatile actor. He
Yes.
can do a whole range of characters.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I
I saw
love
that
him as
Harry
an
Potter
actor.
film.
I
Yeah.
love him as an actor.
So when
saw
I
that Harry
saw
Potter
him
film,
in
I know.
this, yeah, I was like, this is WB all over.
Right.
This is DC telling you, act like Peter Parker. Act like...
Right, it
This
does
is
seem
the
maybe he doesn't want
direction
to.
he
wanted to
But
take.
on the other hand,
I don't think he was given a fair
his contract
shot.
expires so soon.
That's why
that
they're
it's like,
doing a script,
Right,
yeah.
that's why he's like, it's like a last bid to like not.
Well, 'cause, yeah, this is it. If he
Yeah.
does well and they are like, yeah, we like it, that means he's actually written in a way for him to, you're going to need me again because the next story is going to be this.
Yeah.
So they're like, yeah, that's smart. Let's go with it. It also shows, hey, I'm a fan. So he's trying to get the
Yeah.
fanboy help as well. Because fanboys do write letters.
Yes.
Casual
Yeah.
fans do not.
Right.
Fanboys do.
Yeah.
So if he tells them, hey, this is how much of a fan I am, I'm teaming up with Grant Morrison.
We should respect that.
immediately. Yes.
I mean, he could just be
Yes.
like, I'm not going to take the time to write
I
a script.
just
I got
don't
other movie
understand
deals
why this
going
is
on."
hard. Like, why is The Flash taking this long to get made?
Well,
Aside from the
because
fact
of
that
DC.
Grant Gustin clearly did like some kind of voodoo in order to prevent it from
Well,
happening
okay, no.
while his show was on air.
I'll say this.
That is the only thing.
The reason I feel that it is so hard is because, well, a lot of fans heard the clamor about, hey, we're going to do Flashpoint. And then DC
Oh my
was
gosh, I
like,
wanted that
yeah, we...
so
exactly.
bad.
You
But then,
wanted that?
But
I
then,
wanted that so
How can you
bad.
start The Flash with Flashpoint?
Because
it doesn't
actually-
make
The way
any
we
sense.
started everything with Justice League.
It doesn't.
Okay,
But
then
that
just
was
give me
terrible.
Flashpoint.
That was a bad idea.
rock in a hard place. That's exactly what's happening right now.
Is this more of the toxic femininity?
Oh, stop it! I just
The
wanna-
matriarchy has laid you low.
Damn, I am worn down. No, but honestly, you have to think about it this way: where what you have is, well, he's trying to gain momentum from the fanboys to still be able to, one, keep his job, but two, show his love for the franchise. He does love the Flash. Now, we are all thinking, okay, we heard rumors about, Flashpoint, so a lot of people are like, yeah. Let's see what you guys are going to do. And we also put in our heads that Flashpoint will be good because it can reset the DC's extended universe, which ended up being a little bit crappy, except for Wonder Woman and Aquaman.
Yeah, but
So-
now we
And,
can just.
and
but-
then,
I said Wonder Woman. Oh, Ben is my Batman.
Batman.
Ben is my
Yeah.
Batman. I don't care what happens.
Oh, y'all are weirdos.
What do you mean?
What?
Oh, what? What is wrong? Get out of here! Get out of here now!
God.
Leave here now! I hate
it's going
you.
to take a turn. In a minute.
So let's continue to tell her how much we hate her. I hate you. No,
I'm sorry, it
my
doesn't make
God,
sense.
what are you talking about?
What do you mean it doesn't make sense?
He was the great mix of brooding
Yes.
as well
Okay.
as charm
Just
to
because his
work
face
together.
does it
No,
well.
no.
I'm saying, as an actor, yes, He did it well, but you can't do it well without a script that is good. So,
Okay,
like, how can he be
that's the thing.
your
That's the thing.
Batman?
His part good.
He did so well with the crappy script that he had. He still, a lot of people walked away saying, "That's my Batman."
He was the best thing out of Batman v Superman. I
Yes!
so fast
Yes!
through everything else, and I just get to the Batman part,
Yes,
and I press
I
play.
do.
And
He was very good at it.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
Thank you.
What?
Setting the bar
No.
so low.
You know what's setting the
Batman. I'm curious.
Hold
Oh my
on,
God.
studio audience, Ro.
If you say
Who is your Batman,
If
Ro?
you say George Clooney, I would kill you. Right
I
here.
will pour acid on your
Okay,
face.
okay, I'm sorry. George Clooney is could as much be someone's Batman as Ben Affleck.
Val
Like
Kilmer,
that's
baby.
Oh, no, get out
that's
of
all right.
here.
That's even worse. That's even worse.
Black
Thank you,
Widow
Ro.
was
We're
Batman.
so.
Okay.
Once again, the views of Ro do not necessarily represent the views of that hashtag show and SNN.
We need that
Superhero
disclaimer
News
to just
Network.
pop up
Yeah,
at
exactly.
random times.
Because
You know, I'm
that's
gonna go with
horrible.
Adam West 100%.
There you
Adam
go.
West.
Adam West.
That's classic.
Thank you. Thank
Classic
you. Yes.
and beautiful.
That's what I'm talking about.
He was good then, and we do
Yes,
appreciate
that
him.
was like
He
the
sits on the
60s.
throne, and that's great. But I mean, once again, when it comes to
But yes,
a Batman,
I agree with Matthew
Ben Affleck.
Thompson, present day Kevin Conroy.
Okay, we're not talking about animated. That's
Yeah,
so
I'm like,
easy.
we're talking about
to
what we
defer
see on
to
film.
The
Yeah.
voice actors.
Yeah,
When
exactly.
we're talking about physicality.
Are you separating Bruce Wayne from Batman?
Yes.
And the
Why?
thing is, actually, I feel
Who's
that
your
the
Bruce
mix.
Wayne?
Who's your Bruce Wayne?
Affleck was not a bad Bruce Wayne.
He wasn't.
He
He did
wasn't.
both. That's the thing.
He was
did
a
both
great
well.
Batman.
He was a great Batman.
Oh
he
my
was a
God.
great Bruce Wayne.
He was the only Batman on screen that was
Actually,
You know what? He's
That's
already
right.
not Batman
That's
because
right.
he gave up so easy, and Batman never gives up.
Oh,
we don't know. We don't know. Okay.
alcoholic. And he fell off the wagon because of this role.
The loss of the no, the loss
One
of the
scene
role.
in
The
Suicide
loss of the
Squad.
role.
That does not
One
count.
more scene than
That does
Michael
not
Keaton
count.
movie.
Yeah,
Okay.
Michael Keaton was
I
a
think
good
you just
Bruce
started
Wayne.
something,
I
and
think
we
we
just
need
went
to
off
move
on a
on to
tangent.
Avengers Endgame trailer before
Okay,
I kill
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, because we will.
started some shit
I
here that we had to
hurt each other.
love you. Okay, all right.
I love you
Yeah, I
too.
love you too.
I may love you, but I don't have to like you right now.
Okay, that's true. That's true. That's how it is right now.
I still didn't
unfortunately.
hear who her Batman was.
Oh yeah, who's
Oh,
your
well,
Batman?
because all mine are animated. That's why.
Oh, then you don't even
God.
count. You don't even count. So, moving on to things that are ending, let's talk about Avengers Endgame. As far as the trailer and what we saw in it. Now, ultimately, what? Oh,
I
what?
hate being on this show because I tried
You
to.
didn't
I tried
see
to,
the Endgame trailer?
because they spoil too much. I like to watch the one
Okay,
teaser. And
if it
then-
helps, as long as you don't like stop and look at every background
But
thing, it didn't spoil anything.
It also helps that they said they're only showing the first 20
Right,
minutes of
exactly.
the film.
Okay, yeah,
like
that's
honestly,
good,
So
that's
go
good.
ahead.
because I was gonna say like.
Safe generic trailer.
Yeah, exactly. Just from watching the trailer, unless you're looking for things.
Yeah.
Unless you're looking for things, which obviously we did, and she did
Oh,
not.
Robin.
It was just like an
Oh, Rocket.
atmospheric trailer,
Yeah, right.
setting the tone.
Yes.
You know, like giving you that feeling of like loss and also of perseverance.
Yes,
right?
that's good.
Thank you, thank you.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You know what you should do? You should write.
She's my
I heard you,
speechwriter.
I heard you do.
I
heard you
do write. I
heard
do.
there are articles on
Oh
thathashtagshow.com.
my God, that's right. I could. You could read my
You
articles.
can jump into
That's
the
right.
brain of Tatiana.
Yes.
I love the way you said that.
I know she said Tatiana.
Tatiana. Okay.
Tatiana.
Okay, Tatiana.
Okay. She gonna let you know, okay? It's Tatiana. Okay?
Yeah.
You get it right.
It's Tatiana.
No, but yeah, that's true. You can't
Uncancel one day at a time.
There you go. We can dive. Oh my God! Oh, wow.
Lin-Manuel Miranda is a superhero. Speaking of superheroes.
Your partner from Box Office Showdown
Yes.
was very upset concerning that cancellation of One Day at a Time. You
Oh, he
guys,
was, yeah.
you two
I kinda
need to
was,
dish
yeah.
out and talk about that later. But when it comes to the Avengers Endgame trailer, she
Mm-hmm.
is right. There wasn't too much that was being spoiled. Thank God they're only showing us about 20 minutes in.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, people are indeed theorizing.
Right.
There are so many ideas, so many things that are coming through. I'm gonna tell you something, but
Okay.
it's once again something that was old, but they played it again, and it's more about listening to what was said. Now,
reading
Peggy
between the
Carter,
lines.
Peggy
Yeah,
Carter, yeah, there you go.
Man, they can't
Peggy
let her
Carter.
die.
Well, they
her
can't.
die.
They can't. She's like,
in peace.
I'm so old, I just want to die. And they're like, no, resurrect your dead body. It's like Hulk Hogan
She's the
because
new Medea.
he's been dead for years. So I'm just saying, I think they strung him them up and they just. But anyway, moving on from there, Peggy Carter. They have a moment in the trailer where she does her voiceover and it's her speech that she said at the bedside, where she says about moving on and looking towards the future and being different, or et cetera, et cetera. A lot of people are drawing from that,
right? Because she said no one can go back. No one can go back in time. Now they can only start over.
Now I guess she didn't know about Marvel comics.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. She had not read a Marvel comic.
Or the Stones.
So she was not aware.
Or the Stones themselves. Now, a lot of people are running with something that happens to be a big theory. And it's going from that theory into a lot of other pieces. Now, one theory is that ultimately, what are we going to do with all of the, all the gems? What's going to happen with them, right?
Right.
So a lot of people are saying that they're possibly going to go the role of the Illuminati that happened in the comics, where everyone gets one of the gems. Now, with that being the case, a lot of people are like, well, who's getting what?
Okay.
And that's where the theory starts to get a little shaky, and we're trying to figure out what. But some people are drawing from that voiceover that Captain America may actually be assigned the Time Stone.
Oh.
And he gets to go back in time and have that same conversation with her. And then from that, he decides to go and stay for the rest of his remainder of life back in that time.
So he's not going back.
Disappeared.
He's not going back in time for the cat beard.
No, not for the cat beard.
But he's going back in time to live out his life. Oh, that's interesting.
So he thinks he's the catalyst to all of this?
Well, I mean, everyone does in some way feel that they are the catalyst. Remember, Cap did say to Iron Man at one time, you know what, you're not the one that would go ahead and lay his life down. And ever since he said that, you think about it, pretty much Tony Stark has been trying to do that.
Yeah.
He goes into that giant wormhole. He goes ahead and fights with Thanos.
Right.
And gets stabbed and blah, blah. You're like, oh my God, he's dead at one moment.
But also he had like a natural character arc going towards that. It wasn't just like night and day.
No, exactly. So the thing is, he's always been trying to do that. So it's just like so many things and just like nuggets they've been dropping, we've been seeing more and more come to fruition. Right. And I feel that may be something that will come to fruition. Yeah.
That's interesting.
That's a
so it's like dramatic irony that she's like, no one can go back, but you're saying Steve.
But you can.
Yeah.
And the reason is because where does he truly feel he belongs?
Right.
We've now seen that he's like, this isn't the world that I know. That's when we know he becomes nomad.
Or that he really likes.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, you can always see that within his character.
Exactly.
And that would be one way to like send him off without actually just like straight up killing him.
Ding, ding, ding.
And because we've always waited, like, no matter what, he has to have that final dance, or that first dance.
He has to have that first dance.
Right? Whether they're in like heaven
if Captain
or they're in
Marvel
1940s.
sticks around, I think he'll feel that the planet Earth is a lot safer.
That's right. Speaking of which, we have a super chat.
We do.
From
yes,
Red again, our favorite.
Wants us to discuss. He posted on the Facebook group THS Hashtaggers, where we get into conversations about different articles and different topics.
And you can too.
And you can too. Just join. He's saying that fans are not liking how Captain Marvel looks, and they're doing that thing where they're just like female directors versus male directors. Now, I do get that. It's something called the male gaze. It's a very film term I'm not going to get into right now.
It's self-explanatory, though.
It's self-explanatory. So we linger on shots of like women's legs or their ass or their breasts or whatever the case may be.
Oh, you have something to say?
No. All I'm saying is it's definitely true, and if you guys don't believe it, just watch any Zack Snyder film.
Right.
Now, moving on.
It happened to like with the Amazons, when Patty Jenkins directed them, and then Zack Snyder directed them. But anyway, so they don't like the fact that Captain Marvel here is wearing makeup in this one scene that we don't know what the context.
Her hair's blown out. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, they're like, I don't like her. Why does she gotta be prettier
than me? People don't seem to think that women can wear makeup at one point, but not wear makeup while they're going through like a traumatic thing or living in a different planet that might not have makeup. So
sounds like
I think it's more just meant to be the passing of time.
This is a non-issue.
It sounds like toxic feminine.
No, it does not.
Oh, come on, let it be a thing. Let it be a thing.
I mean, it could be a passing of time, which yes, it can just be like, hey, this is her distinct look like with Black Widow.
Right,
she
exactly.
changes her look all the time.
Right.
And we see that even in the trailer, where it goes from her like shorter blonde hair to like longer with the red coming out.
That's
but
right.
Also, Captain Marvel took place in the span of 1 to 3 days, maybe 5 days, maybe that's pushing it. I don't think she was worried about putting on her Mac makeup while she was trying to get her memory back.
She's
and
like, girl,
running from
this
scrolls.
face needs to be beat. I need
Right.
to be ready.
Yeah.
Who knows? Thor, you heard about him? Girl, I am in. Like, I doubt that's the situation.
Yeah, the
Exactly.
thing that I
Double.
saw more of was people being mad about the shipping of Captain Marvel and Thor.
Yeah,
Rather-
because they're shipping her with Maria.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Which, by
yeah,
the way,
right,
yes,
right.
Carol and Maria Rambeau are in love,
Yes.
and they raised a
They're
child together.
yes.
So no, she's not interested in Thor.
So those
Thank
are,
you.
Yes.
Okay,
Those
wow.
are the shippers out there.
Exactly.
Which is a lot more like fun.
Jeez.
Yeah.
It's a lot more
It's
of a
just
fun
accurate.
banter.
It's
Like,
accurate,
don't
Daniel.
ship her
It's
with Thor just
accurate.
because they're two
Yeah.
hot blondes.
Right.
Well, yeah, that's true. They're like, I need the blondes to be together. It makes sense.
But I think the makeup
Synergy.
thing it's a dumb thing.
Yeah.
too. It's a non-issue.
I don't exactly.
It's stupid.
And it's very different from like a woman wearing makeup or like her hair looking nice or whatever is very different from like lingering shots
Yes.
on her buttocks.
yes.
Oh,
It's very different. Like yes, it could be objectifying, but like women don't put on makeup so they look better to men.
Yeah.
You know, like to begin with, that's not why we put on makeup.
wow, you guys just learned something new.
Yeah.
For a lot of you guys
Yes.
watching right now.
Newsflash.
A lot of guys are like, wait, they don't put makeup on for me in the
I
morning?
usually don't
No,
like to
no.
say that people are always get up in arms just for any old thing
Mm-hmm.
because somebody's affected by something, whatever. But this is just like one of the dumbest things that I've seen in this
Very
whole
true.
new movement that's going on. But whatever, guys.
Speaking about a new movement concerning just Avengers and everything else, once again, still sticking with it. A lot of people still indeed have theories that they are drawing from everything that they've
Yes.
seen so far.
Yeah.
One of the big theories is that Nick Fury
Oh my god, yeah, this is huge.
is a Skrull.
Yes, this blew my mind.
Oh,
Nick
sorry.
Fury is
This
a Skrull,
blew
guys.
my
That's it. That's
mind.
all right. Come on.
no,
it's called the diagonal.
Yeah, I
diagonal.
refuse to
cut-
accept it, but
No.
also it makes so
It's called
much
the
sense.
diagonal cut toast theory.
Makes so much sense.
Now, in this theory,
What?
apparently, you remember on Captain Marvel, there
Yes.
it is. On Captain Marvel, she says, well, tell me something so I know you're not a Skrull. And he says, I can't eat and won't eat diagonal cut toast.
Shit.
Yes.
Now,
And
fast
you know
forward to Age of Ultron, and there's a moment inside of Hawkeye's house, his house where he, has his family that's now
Yeah.
apparently missing. R.I.P.
Aw.
We love you guys.
that was so
but
sad.
yes, but true. But
Finish
so
your
here
theory,
he is.
please.
I am.
My mind
So
is
here he
blowing
is, where he's gonna give them this rowing speech and blah 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 about what the Avengers are and why they're important.
Okay.
He starts up making a sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
And the
Oh,
camera does indeed go down to the sandwich,
Mm-hmm.
and he does cut diagonally, and then picks up that half, and then walks over and has a conversation,
This
and
was
intentionally starts
Ultron,
to eat
right?
it. Well, this is during Age of Ultron.
Okay,
You can
okay.
go back and see the
So
film there.
I'm just
and he
saying,
starts
like, I'm
eating
pretty
the
sure
sandwich.
that they came up with the diagonal
After,
the
yeah,
fact.
after,
Yeah,
no,
Like, it wasn't
they
but,
don't do
the
these
camera
things
was
on
like,
purpose.
no, they don't.
The camera
but
was like,
no,
yes.
but it's so smart.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they paid attention to what they had,
Exactly,
and
exactly.
someone went back and
They're
went
like,
ahead
where
and
can
wrote
we
something.
prove that he's a Skrull?
Yes,
Here.
and there it is.
Yeah.
So now, with that being the case, a lot of people are going crazy about it. It says that we have a super chat. I
Yes,
don't see it. Do we?
it's Red Blue Blur again, my favorite.
Okay.
If y'all want to be my favorite, you should do super chat.
Kevin Feige
Okay.
says Captain Marvel is strongest in MCU, but finish your thought and then
Oh
we'll go
yeah,
to
no.
that.
So ultimately, what we are saying is that Nick Fury is a Skrull. That is a theory. We're not saying it happened to be like
So then what happened to the
suitable
real Nick
evidence.
Fury,
One
and
of
when
the
was he
Avengers,
replaced?
One of the MCU characters
Yeah.
will be revealed as a
Yeah.
Skrull.
So, with that being the case, do you guys think that we're going to get Secret Invasion as our next storyline? And we're going to start dealing with the Skrulls? Or are we setting it up so that we can have Civil War 2 and then after that?
I would say setting
have-
it up.
Okay.
Plus, just because the way that Skrulls were introduced in Captain Marvel
Right?
was like, I mean, obviously you haven't seen it yet.
Yeah,
So
I
do
know
you know
so
you
much.
Know. Okay.
I know so much.
Like,
there
it
there
was
are
like,
there
you
are
feel bad
like
for them.
there are
Tomorrow.
refugee Skrulls.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
So it's like I don't think they would go so
Oh,
quickly to
there
be
it
like,
is! There
"Ha,
it is! You guys
demonic
don't believe it.
Skrull,"
Look
you
at
know?
him.
So
No,
he
maybe
could
he's
be-
a good Skrull
Yeah,
because
exactly.
he's been
He could
doing
be a
nothing
good
but
Skrull.
good
Exactly.
stuff.
He could be a
You
good
know?
Skrull.
What if it's Ben Mendelsohn's character?
Exactly. It
Ben
could
Mendelsohn,
literally
that's
be
what I'm
Talos.
thinking. I think
Yeah.
it is Talos.
Yeah, exactly.
And he did survive, and this is
So
exactly
I don't
what
think they
happened.
would show it as like
Yeah,
a
I don't
negative.
know why I'm freaking out too much, but like, then yeah, where is the real
Nick Fury, right? He better be okay. That's my only problem. He better be okay.
That's a big
He
thing.
better be alive
That's a
and
big
okay.
thing. And a lot of you, I know
What
this
if
is
he
the first
really
time
died
you're
in
hearing it.
Captain Winter Soldier?
Winter
Captain
Soldier,
America.
Oh my
exactly.
God! And then he was replaced.
Well,
no.
no, if you think about it, he was replaced way before then. He had to be replaced before then.
Winter Soldier was before,
Before Age of Ultron,
Yeah, it
that's
was before
right.
Age of Ultron.
So
So
he
he could've
dies
replaced
then,
there and then been Talos.
And then
That's
Talos
totally what happened.
finally
He's so
shows up
sad.
and says, "Here I am."
And yeah, and that's
could
why,
be an article,
and
that's
why we
right.
don't see Goose anymore. Like Goose went with him.
Oh my God! This needs to be an article. This needs to be an article on that
I was
hashtag
just
show immediately.
ambushed with all this
Okay,
information.
so back to Red Blue Blur first.
Winter Soldier, Fury,
Oh.
when he's in Captain America's apartment.
Captain America's apartment. He's
Yes!
petting that cat. He
Thank
is
you,
petting
studio
that cat.
audience.
That's right.
Yeah.
He is petting the cat.
He loves the cats.
David
Oh my
Hasselhoff.
God.
Okay.
Yeah, David.
Well,
Not
well,
my
I mean,
Nick Fury.
Not my Nick Fury.
So
Yeah,
Red
that-
Blur said
Oh.
Kevin Feige says Captain Marvel is the strongest in the MCU, and he is right, and he should say it. That's
well,
correct.
no, I definitely do agree.
so-
Now, okay, wait. So you're saying,
Definitely, you have to agree, but why?
well,
We haven't really seen much.
Well, no, well, just because that is the truth about her, like
well,
in the comics as
in
well.
the comics, there have been moments where she has fought,
Yeah.
indeed, the Hulk. She's
Mm-hmm.
whipped the Grey Hulk, but once again, we know that he's not as strong.
Mm-hmm.
Now, she has had moments where she's been dispatched to fight the Green Hulk.
Right.
One, which was during Civil War II, she lost, and then another one after, and she won and whooped him. So the thing is, now at this point, they're 1-1. So the thing is, do we know if we need that tiebreaker.
Right.
And if we're going to have a tiebreaker, it would be fun to have it in film, but we're not going to.
But it's also like there's also like a difference between like just being like like the pure strength and then how you use it.
How you-
know?
well, that's
so like
the thing.
even if you're just like physically
Tactically-
the strongest person, that doesn't necessarily mean
That is right.
that
Now,
you're gonna win the
tactically,
fight.
she is trained. So
Right.
with that being the case, she can do that whole thing of preparing for his swing and dodge, toss.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, ooh. But after a while, it has to be brass knuckles to the Hulk's
well,
face to really
Shay
bring him
says
down.
Scarlet Witch is actually stronger than Captain Marvel. Sorry.
That's in
Well,
the
that's-
comics, but not in film, not
Right.
in MCU. She
Well,
doesn't
you
have
don't
the
think
ability.
that Scarlet Witch would be stronger in MCU?
I think
I don't think so.
Especially where we are in
I guess it depends on the way
that's a
that
good
you're
point, but-
referring to strength.
Okay.
Like is
Well,
Scarlet Witch physically stronger
can
than
But
Captain
she
she
Marvel?
didn't differentiate between, because there is a difference between
Yes, there
is
is.
it powers, or are you superpowered, or do
Right.
you have emotional strength, or do you have physical strength?
Well,
Right.
I'm talking about more of the powers and the abilities of what she can do. In the comics, she yells, "No more mutants," and pretty much we lose almost all of Marvel.
Like
that,
Scarlet
that matters.
Witch.
Yes,
like, that's
exactly.
Because Scarlet
that
Witch's
matters.
powers are like she can change reality.
Yes.
Captain
now the
Marvel
thing is,
can't do that.
we don't
So
have her,
obviously
but she's
that's-
not a reality warper in MCU.
I think
so. That's why I'm
I
like,
think Kevin Feige was talking physical.
Yeah,
and I'm not just.
same.
I'm just in, like when men think of like strength.
That's
and
what
I'm
they
not
think
trying
of.
to make it like a general statement,
Yeah.
but typically when men think about
But
talk
it's
about
true.
strength,
Speak it, brother.
they talk about physical strength. So,
Yeah,
and I think
exactly.
maybe he was ambushed with the question. I don't know the context of his question or when he was saying it,
But I'm
but
thinking-
I think he was
Yeah, he
thinking
means
like
punching in the face.
punching in the face.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's talking about Captain Marvel. But it does make sense that Scarlet Witch is the strongest in the MCU.
Yeah.
She
Yes.
can manipulate reality.
Well-
She could just use her little whoosh, whoosh powers just
Oh.
to deflect you and do hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah.
So, but if Carol has a piece of like the Tesseract, or when the
Oh, yeah, that's right,
inside
that's right.
of her,
That's
I
right.
get to see her and Scarlet Witch go at it.
That's true. That would be great. That would be one hell of a showdown.
And as we know, for these films, for TV, you have to depower these characters to a certain extent
There's
for
no
it to
way,
be
yeah.
realistic.
That's
true.
right.
That's
in
true.
some type
Yeah.
of way.
And
Speaking of
Carol's been
depowered-
hampered for so long because of the, chip.
That's right. That's
So-
it. But now, speaking of depowered,
yes.
yeah.
No, go
Speaking
ahead.
of depowered, I
Yes.
mean, there is
see
everyone's
this.
waiting. Everyone's waiting for the moment when Rogue puts Carol into a coma. Essentially, is what
God.
we're waiting
I wanna
for.
see this.
I don't think we're gonna have that because remember, she has 7 films.
Not anytime soon.
She has,
right.
I think, 7 films, which is usually the
She
standard.
has 7
The
appearances.
yeah, appearances. No, that's the
Appearances,
thing.
appearances.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
I think she can do 2 of those appearances in a coma. So, as far as like in a dream world, blah blah blah, we'll do some Shadow King stuff. Who knows? Xavier will show up. Oh, I feel someone. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh my God.
Here's some advice on your powers, Rogue. Whatever. But
mind
we,
reading.
yeah, you know, oh God, Xavier is not so problematic. So problematic. But I think that ultimately, when it comes to Rogue, we are waiting to see her. I think we'll see her within at least what's her name's 5th. Yeah, 5th appearance.
Okay.
By her
Okay.
5th appearance, we'll have the Rogues.
2024.
Well, no, I think probably before 2028, probably.
2028.
Like, 'cause think about it, we'll
Yeah.
have like 4 movies, each one, blah, blah, blah. I think by 2028 at least, we'll see Rogue drain her powers and put her into a coma.
Dang. Yeah, I could definitely see that. I definitely agree with that.
There
I mean,
you
I
go.
think that's her end game.
Yeah, I think
where
that's
her
it. That's
Rogue-
that's her end game.
That's her end game.
Yeah,
that sounds
exactly.
depressing.
Well, hey, it happens sometimes. That's her Thanos snap.
It has to happen. It just has to happen. That is Rogue.
Yeah.
That
That's
is
true.
the character.
That is
It
the
is.
character.
It is.
That
That
is
is
the
the character.
foundation of her character.
It is.
And with that in mind,
Yeah. Well,
yes,
from that time.
let us know what you think will happen in the showdown between Rogue and Captain Marvel.
That's right.
At GHS hashtaggers.
Yeah, let us know also what you think about about the theories, and if you do enjoy them, and you guys probably have even more to add on to them, we wouldn't mind hearing from you. So go ahead and send us over some stuff. You can send it to what? It's a fanquestions@thathashtagshow.com. I believe you can send it there, and we'll be able to go ahead and read it. And if it's good enough, trust me, we'll publish you.
Thank you for acting that out for us.
Exactly.
That's exactly what it will look like.
We'll publish it. And we'll just dispense it amongst the world, and you will be a published writer. So we can make that a thing. But once again, from all of us here at SNN on THS. Oh my God!
I love it when you get the acronyms right. I love it.
Keep going. Don't lose it.
Oh my God! Well, okay. From all of us here at SNN to THS, we want to say, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit that bell so you can always be notified. Ooh, you see that?
Yeah.
Bam! Bam!
Of everything trending in geek pop culture.
Bye-bye, guys.